The most rewarding journeys aren't just the ones you take, they're the ones you thoughtfully plan, anticipate, and build into the story of your life. Welcome back to Empty Nester Cruising. Throughout this series, we've explored everything from choosing the perfect stateroom to creating meaningful disconnection at sea. Today, we're taking a step back to look at the bigger picture, how to create a strategic 5-year cruise plan that reflects your lifestyle, interests, and long-term goals as a couple. A lot of people hit this new chapter and think, let's take a big trip. But I've worked with enough empty nester couples to know that the most fulfilling experiences come from creating a cruise plan, not just a one-off vacation. This isn't about rigid schedules or locking yourself into something inflexible. It's about building a framework, one that allows you to experience a variety of destinations, cruise types, and meaningful milestones with intention. Before you start mapping out trips, it's important to get clear on who you are as travelers, what you love, what you don't, and how you want to spend your time at sea. Start by reflecting on your past travel experiences. What types of destinations or activities lit you up? Was it the historic cities, nature, food, quiet relaxation? This helps guide your future cruise choices. Also, think about your travel rhythm. Do you like to linger in one place or see lots of ports? Do you enjoy sea days or get antsy without a schedule? These preferences make a big difference when choosing between, say, a river cruise and an expedition cruise. Ship size matters as well. A 100-guest river cruise feels very different from a 600-guest ocean vessel. Some couples love the energy and options on a larger ship. Others prefer the intimacy and calm of a smaller one. And don't forget to think ahead. If you're active now, maybe you want to schedule more adventurous trips like Antarctica or Galapagos sooner rather than later. Mobility and energy levels can shift over time, and your plan should adapt with you. Have an honest conversation about your destination goals. Are there places you've always dreamed of? Is there a deeper reason you want to visit them? Ancestry, food, culture, history. Building a 5-year plan gives you the space to explore those themes one by one, instead of cramming it all into one trip. If you and your partner have slightly different interests, that's okay. Look for overlap and consider choosing cruises that offer flexibility, ones that allow for occasional solo excursions or varied activities within the same voyage. This is the foundation of your plan, understanding who you are as travelers so that each cruise feels like it fits your lifestyle, not just like you're ticking boxes. Once you understand your preferences, the next step is to sequence your cruise experiences in a way that creates variety, builds confidence, and deepens your enjoyment year after year. Think of it as a building block approach, stacking different styles and destinations to create a well-rounded cruising lifestyle. Here's one way that might look. Year 1, start with a premium ocean cruise on a line like Viking or Oceania. Choose a destination that's easy to reach and culturally rich, like the Mediterranean or Alaska. This gives you a smooth entry into the world of upscale cruising. Year 2, follow that up with a river cruise, maybe the Danube, the Rhine, or the Rhone. This brings you closer to local life and introduces a more intimate, land-focused experience. Year 3, take a luxury ocean cruise to a region you've always dreamed of. Southeast Asia, South America, or the South Pacific. Try Silver Sea, Seabourn, or Region to experience that elevated service and all-inclusive comfort. Year 4, add in an expedition cruise, something off the beaten path. Think Galapagos, Antarctica, or Patagonia. It's a completely different style of cruising and ideal while you're active and adventurous. Year 5, round it out with a longer sailing, maybe a grand voyage or a repositioning cruise, something that gives you extended time at sea and ties together everything you've learned about how you love to travel. This kind of plan keeps things fresh. You're not repeating the same style year after year. Instead, you're layering on new experiences, each one helping you refine your tastes and deepen your understanding of what matters most when you travel. If you prefer more relaxed travel one year, follow it up with something more immersive the next. Let your energy and interests guide the pacing. And remember, this is a flexible plan, not a fixed schedule. Cruise lines offerings evolve. New ships are launched. Your own lifestyle may shift. The point is to have a direction so you're building a travel life instead of randomly stringing trips together. Next, think about how you want to experience the world itself, not just the cruise styles, but the actual regions you'll explore. You'll get the most out of your travels by choosing regional progressions that make sense both geographically and culturally. For example, you might spend your first few years exploring different parts of Europe, starting with the Western Mediterranean, Spain, France, Italy, then moving east towards Greece, Croatia, and Turkey, followed by a river cruise through Central Europe. Or maybe you're drawn to Asia. Begin with Japan or Vietnam, places with easier logistics and strong tourism infrastructure. Then build towards more remote areas like Indonesia or India once you've gotten comfortable with the region. This kind of sequencing creates context. Each trip builds on the last, and you'll start to notice the cultural threads that connect places together. It also cuts down on long-haul flights. Instead of bouncing from Europe to Asia to South America in back-to-back years, you can cluster regions together, giving your body and your budget a break. As you plan, consider timing. Aim to visit each region during its best season. Europe in May or September, Alaska in midsummer, Asia in the winter months, Patagonia from November to March. Cultural festivals and natural events can also guide your choices. Japan's cherry blossoms, South America's wine harvest, or Africa's Great Migration. A 5-year plan gives you time to align your travel with moments that only happen once a year. If you're cruising more than once a year, or even just a few times over the next 5, loyalty programs can really start to pay off. Most cruise line programs are cumulative, meaning the more nights you sail, the more benefits you unlock. Things like early embarkation, free laundry, internet access, onboard credit. You don't have to choose just one cruise line, but it helps to be intentional. Maybe you pick one premium line like Viking or Oceania for your early trips and work towards status. Then later you branch into luxury or expedition lines for special experiences. Also, don't overlook the status match programs. If you've earned loyalty with one line, others may recognize that and give you similar perks when you try something new. And finally, the biggest value in loyalty isn't the free perks. It's the confidence and familiarity you gain from sailing with a line that knows your preferences. And when you're creating a multi-year cruise plan, don't forget to build in your milestones. A special anniversary, a big birthday, or even retirement. These are moments worth celebrating somewhere unforgettable. Want something romantic? Think Amalfi Coast, French Riviera, or the Greek Isles on a luxury line. Prefer a sense of adventure? Celebrate with a trip to the Galapagos or an African river safari. Cruise lines often offer celebration packages, private dinners, cabin decorations, or even vow renewals performed by the captain. By planning these milestone trips a couple of years in advance, you'll get first pick of the best suites, the most scenic itineraries, and the most meaningful extras. A 5-year cruise plan also helps you balance your budget across different types of trips. Instead of overspending on every trip, you can save on some and splurge on others. One year might be a value-driven cruise on a premium light line. Another year might be a splurge on a suite for your 30th anniversary. You can also look for shoulder season sailings. Those early spring or late fall voyages offer better value and fewer crowds. With flexible schedules, you can chase the best weather and the best pricing. Advanced planning gives you access to early booking discounts, loyalty perks, and better airfare. And over 5 years, that adds up. So creating a 5-year cruise plan isn't about locking in every single detail. It's about stepping into this new chapter of life with intention and curiosity. You've worked hard. You've waited for this freedom. And now, instead of scrambling to plan one trip at a time, you get to look ahead, building a sequence of journeys that reflect your values, your dreams, and your love for discovery. And if you're anything like the couples I work with, you'll find that each cruise teaches you something new, not just about the world, but about yourselves. In our next video, we're diving into one of the most delicious parts of cruising, culinary cruising, the ultimate guide to dining experiences on luxury cruise lines. We'll talk about food-focused itineraries, chef-hosted sailings, and how to turn every meal into a memory. You don't want to miss it. If you're ready to start building your own 5-year cruise plan, Click the link in the description to schedule a personal consultation. I'll help you match destinations, cruise styles, and timing to your unique travel goals. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming video on culinary cruising. And if you're already started planning, share your ideas or questions in the comments. I'd love to hear where you're headed next. Until then, happy cruising.